All right, so let's get to it.
Yes, very pissed.
Welcome back. We are talking about X2 this time. X-Men United. What you think?
Okay, so just in general, if a movie can upset me, then that means it's really good. So good. But it pissed me the fuck off.
Okay, it
For
elicited some
several
emotion
reasons.
from you.
Huh?
It elicited some emotional reaction.
Visceral emotional reactions.
Okay, let's dig into that. Why did it make you angry?
Um, first of all, at some point the anger was really more just frustration of trying to figure out what side is what and what are they actually trying to fight for, because Magneto, I know his methods are more radical, but he's still wanting to fight for his own kind. But then it seems like they were kind of messing shit up because he was like, yeah, I told him everything. The fuck?
Well, you
uh,
know why, right?
I do, but like
He
at the
didn't do it on
moment,
purpose. He was mind controlling him.
I know.
Hey, he didn't. He did like, oh, I told him everything because I wanted to. Like, no, I'm a prisoner, and he putting little stuff on the back of his neck.
Yeah, at first I didn't know what the fuck that was. I was like, what is this stuff?
Yeah, that's why when he did it, his like eyes were different.
Okay.
Yeah, because he didn't want to give all that up.
Did he zap him with something? Did he poison him? What the fuck? I will say that there was a lot of funny moments. Like the fact that it was Wolverine and I guess the kids or whatever in the car and said, I don't like awkward silence. Bye, bye, bye.
Yeah, boy. In case you forgot when this movie came out, it's like,
I
oh
was
yeah,
about to
early
start.
2000s.
He was like, turn that shit off. um, Rogue, trying to get a little kiss and shit. I was like, okay.
Yo, the frustration she must feel.
That and the gel I wrote down in the notes before shit happened. That the jealousy that Wolverine brings with damn, what is his name? The kid free shit.
Oh, Bobby.
Bobby is, the boyfriend of Rogue, and
Bobby
then
Brook.
the jealousy between uh, Cyclops and uh, Jean is her name,
Gray.
which I thought when they pronounced her name in the first movie, I thought they were saying Jane. So I was confused. I was like, her name is Jean.
Yeah, you didn't read the credits in that first one? On some subtitles or something?
Listen,
You say you like to do research. You say you like to do research after watching stuff. You didn't look up her
I don't want you to
character.
do research. I don't want you to do research. I want you to form your own opinion. I can form my own
You did
opinion.
it,
It's called citing. You don't
but you
pay
did it.
cite shit. Yeah,
You should
it's
have cited your source for her name.
fuck you. Ew. Anyway,
Citation needed. You got her name wrong.
well, I still was angry by the end of this fucking movie. But anyway, so the jealousy between that and her trying to pick between who was the torn love between her and Cyclops.
Okay, so here's my feeling on both these uh, triangles. So the Bobby Rogue Wolverine thing, that's Bobby being young and dumb and insecure. Wolverine, a whole grown ass man. He like a
Oh,
big brother.
I know, but
Like he's just dumb. He's just like,
But he sees that starstruck by it.
Say
Like,
again? You were cutting out.
sorry, can you hear me?
Yeah.
He sees that she's starstruck by Wolverine.
Well, yeah, that's because
Like,
Big Brother style also
mm-hmm.
saved her life when they
Mm-hmm.
first met.
Exactly.
Like, bro,
So
you knew. I knew him first. You knew.
he sees that, so I can see why he's insecure or got insecure.
Right. But the Cyclops Wolverine gene thing,
that was more of the
that's a
triangle.
little more on her. Because she'll sit there and flirt with Wolverine until her boyfriend shows up, and then she'll be like, oh, okay, bye.
Oh,
And like,
bye.
and try to leave. She leaves the
He's
scene.
back. He's
like,
back. He's back. I
like,
gotta
bro,
go.
you were literally just flirting with me. Like you ain't got a boyfriend. What are you doing? Wolverine can do what he wants. He ain't got no woman. He can flirt as much as he wants. You, madam, have a boyfriend. What are you doing?
Also, the fact that he kept taking his shit. Like, he took the motorcycle and then you gonna take his. Like, damn.
He's like, look, I'm gonna take your motorcycle. I'm gonna take your cotton. I'm gonna take your woman. Like
Nope.
that's what he on.
I was like, damn.
Wolverine's Trey Songz.
And that was also another funny part. He threw him the keys and said, "Oh, got your motorcycle." He said, and he said, "Oh yeah, it's empty." He said, "Fill it up."
Don't you bring me back no empty gas tank. You out your mind? He's like, I wish a mofo would bring me back an empty gas tank. He's like, yeah, go fill it up.
That was some funny shit. What really, I already messaged you about it before we got here. What really, one of the parts that really pissed me off was the bitch that was the mom was like, "Can you try not to be a mutant?"
Oh, the homosexuality allegory of it.
And that hit home for me because I'm bi, so that just.
I told you this one was gonna hit in a different way.
Oh, I was so pissed. Oh, I was so pissed. I rewound it back just to make sure I heard it correctly.
I like the way they were addressing it too. He was like, because someone said something about like the mutant problem, and they were like, "What mutant problem? Like my existence ain't a problem. what the hell are you talking about?" I love it.
I was very pissed. And I was pissed that that little motherfucking punk ass bitch called the police.
That's that fear mixed with jealousy type deal.
How you gonna run off and go call the police and shit?
Because he's jealous and he's scared. Like that kind of reminded me of Harry Potter. Okay, so there's this implied situation with his aunt. His aunt was really jealous of Harry's mom because his aunt didn't have powers, but obviously Harry's mom did have magical powers. So like there's this hatred that grew from her jealousy. She was jealous she didn't have powers, and then she just decided, okay, since I'm jealous, I'm just gonna hate witches and wizards because I'm a hater now. Like what his brother did is like
and hater.
Textbook hater. That's what that was. That was textbook hateration.
No need no hateration, no holleration, niggas.
I was gonna say he didn't listen to the Ray J Blige song. He wasn't
the hateration shit out of here.
I don't want that in our dance to read. Like, what's wrong with you, bro?
But yeah, that whole scene just really pissed me the fuck off. And then dude with the lighter or whatever, what was this his character's name? Huh?
Pyro.
Yeah. You didn't have to put fire in the hole, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. That was Like, my favorite line from this movie is when he's talking to Magneto. He's like, I can only manipulate fire. I can't like create it. He's like, look here, boy. You are a god among insects. Don't let nobody tell you no different. I was
I
like,
read
yeah.
me one day. I was like, oh shit, that's where this line came from.
Yes, ma'am. That applies. It applies to life. You can use that in regular life, like because I like it. It's like never say only about yourself. Like, oh, I can only do. Like, no. Ain't no only. You are you, and you are amazing. Don't forget that shit. I love it.
Well, I guess I need that reminder. Yeah, we still not here. We getting there. I've lost some weight, so I'm feeling good about myself right now.
That might be my next tattoo, actually, because I ain't put nothing on my body in a minute. That sounded pretty good.
Is that well? Side note, but is that one of those things like as soon as you get a tattoo, you start wanting to get more now?
Oh, very true. It's very true. Me and my sister, we always go together to get tattoos. It's this thing that has started. Like, okay, so she and my other sister used to get tattoos together all the time. And when we lost my sister, she hadn't really got any tattoos since then. And when I got my first tattoo, she came with me to get mine. So then me and her basically picked up the tradition.
They all picked up the tradition again.
Mm-hmm. And not last year, but the year before last, she was getting this really big crown with words on her leg, right? And she's like, this is gonna be my last one because this is gonna be rough. And it was. It hurt. I have the video to prove it.
Oh, jeez.
And then she just texted me earlier this week, like, hey, what's your schedule like? Because I want to try to get a tattoo before my birthday. It ain't, you say it's your last one, but you be lying to yourself.
I'm Tattoo Bear, and I was definitely going to get a tattoo last year, but a lot of things happened last year because COVID. So I plan on, doing a tat somewhere when I've lost significantly at least 50 to 60 pounds. There's a significant.
The only reason I don't have more is because I said I'm not going to put anything on me that I didn't draw. And I haven't been drawn for tattoo purposes. Like, I haven't gotten one.
That's not going to work. It's going to look like
it's just this thing. I want to draw my own stuff.
Well, that's good because you can draw. If I do it, it's not going to look good.
I can draw what I need to. I can
draw. What did you just say with that quote?
We're getting sidetracked. That's right. Let's get back to the movie.
I'm just saying, what did you just say?
Like I said, we're getting sidetracked. Let's get back to the movie. So we talked about the love triangle. You were like saying you were confused by like figuring out who's on what side. What's all that?
Just because it's like at one point it felt like Magneto and Mystique were trying to mess up what they were trying to do, but then they ended up bringing it back and they all kind of got together on what they were doing.
See, this is the thing that you got to remember about Magneto. Like, he will do whatever it takes for him to get to the goal that he wants. So that means like, oh, I got to work with Charles to stop Stryker. We gonna team up. We gonna stop him. But as soon as this dude taken care of, it's back to mutants are number one. Mutants should be in charge. Let's figure out how to do that.
And then, of course, he switched the plan or whatever in I cannot remember any of these people's names in the movies. Jason. He switched the plan in his, and then they started seeking humans. Oh yeah, not to mention or to mention uh Wolverine finding out about his uh past and whatnot, and finding out who his creator was, so to speak.
Yes, and when I was watching that, I wanted to make sure. So, what's the next one I told you to watch?
I have to look back at the screenshots. I think it was Wolverine after this.
That makes sense because that should be the next one. Good, because yeah,
He's got his story to do.
right, yeah, and that's why I wanted to make sure we were following it in that way. I
No,
got you watching.
yeah, this is following very well.
Yeah, I got you watching the good ones. Like I wanted to put one in there after this one, but it's such a bad movie. I cannot.
How many fucking movies is there of this?
How many X-Men movies are there just in general? Okay, so
Like
you got
the cartoon,
so that's a
but
whole different situation. So yes, you got the early '90s cartoon, which is what a lot of people have gotten their. That's where a lot of people got their X-Men love from, because not everybody can find comic books.
was that first?
Yeah, that was the first X-Men thing that was done besides comics. The X-Men cartoon in the '90s was like the first thing.
Okay.
And then you got X-Men 1, 2, 3. Then you got First Class, Days of Future Past, uh, Dark Phoenix, Apocalypse. So that's 7. And then you got 3 Wolverine movies. So there's 10 X-Men movies.
God damn.
But I think I only got you watching like 6, 6 or 8. I only got you watching a few.
Yeah, this is number 3, so Wolverine will be number 4.
Yeah. I just got you watching the essential ones, the good ones. I don't want you watching
Spare me the bad stuff. Although
that.
I do
Exactly.
bad stuff sometimes just to make fun of it.
See, if we lived closer, we would watch the bad ones together, and we would like drink and do commentary over it.
Yeah, like drinking games. Those are fun.
Yeah.
I did
But
the time with the Twilight series.
see, since we don't live closer, we keep it. Sorry.
Well, you would have to come closer here because I'm not living in that winter, man. I'm not doing it. I'm not built for it. Even though ironically I'm a winter baby, but I'm not built for winter.
Yeah, you're a winter baby in that part of the country. That ain't the same.
Yeah, no, I'm not built for these things.
Look, I'm a summer baby, and I lived in Illinois all my life, and I still can't stand
it. That's why a lot of people from Chicago and the Chicago area moved here. A lot of them have moved here.
I can't move too far south because once I start hearing a certain twang in people's voices, I just take almost everything they say.
You don't want to be down here on the boondocks.
It is what I'm saying. I can't. That ain't for you, boy.
Get the fuck out of here.
Say it. I don't want to fight nobody for no reason.
Anyway, getting to the one other part that really pissed me off. She fucking died.
Oh, okay. So we're gonna jump to the end. So this is something that you will not get to experience because they don't do it good in the movies. So I don't have you watching any of these movies.
Oh, okay.
You know what? We may have to like do a little thing where we watch an episode of cartoon. She becomes a character called Phoenix. So Jean Grey becomes Phoenix, and like that's why they had her die because she comes back. She comes back as a Phoenix. You see what they're doing there?
Okay.
But like when she comes back as Phoenix, like she has these much stronger powers. They're kind of a little out of control, and she comes back as more of a antagonist rather than a hero.
Oh shit. See,
But they didn't do it right in the. They didn't do it right in the next movie, so I don't have you watching it. And
okay.
then they tried it again, and they still didn't do it right. So you're not gonna watch that one either.
Okay.
I'm gonna spare.
I'm like, that. See, this is what I'm gonna be talking about. Like, I'm gonna come back and I'm gonna come back.
Yeah, it sucks. It's a really good story.
Okay.
So yeah, you might have to. We might have to try to find a way for you to watch the cartoon episode. I might have to send you my Disney login so you can watch it.
Okay. Sounds good.
So yeah.
Well,
might do all the movies didn't do that.
Okay. Well, I definitely didn't like that part.
Yeah, but you know, it ain't a superhero movie if somebody don't eventually die. Come on.
So the two suitors crying over her. Yeah. And then the scenes of them fighting. Good fighting scenes. I particularly loved the fight between Wolverine and this girl's name, for fuck's sake.
I'm such a bad person.
What?
Because I was thinking, no use crying of a spilt pussy.
You are such a dick.
Only thing it doesn't sound so funny. I don't mean it, obviously.
Dick.
I'm not sure what they called her in the movie. It seemed like they were trying to make her to be a certain character. There's a character X-23 that is like a female version of Wolverine, but she doesn't look like that. You'll see her later.
All the shit.
Yeah, that was a good fight though. She was tearing him up.
I enjoyed that one. That was a really good one.
Like she started with she fucked him up.
It's fucking him up. Oh, don't do it.
And then when she like walked up his body and shit, to like get the knives out, I was like, yo, you must pick your ass.
Like this is just. So that was a good one. I also liked I guess the tack per se in the very beginning with I'm so horrible with these names. The dude with the is able to vanish.
Oh, Nightcrawler. This movie has the best opening of any X-Men movie.
Yeah, I thought that was pretty dope.
Because poof, 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 whooping ass. I love it.
Just teleport. That would just be awesome. Yeah, but I enjoyed his character too. It's a very
low key. The best power is to be able to teleport. Mm-hmm. Like it's not a burden on anybody else. Like it's all yours, and it cuts your travel times out completely.
And in a fight, you can't beat his ass.
No. You can't. Like, oh, you gonna try to hit me? Poof. I'm behind you. How you gonna hit me?
All those guys. Hey, for what?
For what?
For what?
For what? Secret Service? For what? I ain't got nothing on him.
Got nothing. And I think I also like that in general too. Like in this movie, that like the guns and all the other heavy machinery that we're used to seeing in movies, like this is useless. Y'all are stupid for using this shit.
Magneto broke out of his prison with like 3 balls of iron. Like,
oh, the iron thing. Oh yeah, that. I was like,
first of all, that's cold blooded to just pull it out of somebody's body like that.
I was just like, oh my
god. They still have blood on it. It's like, ew.
That's way too much iron.
So,
I was like, wow. Wasn't expecting that, but that's kind of fucking cool. So, yeah, overall, movie was very good. I was pissed. It was a very well. There, like I said, I was laughing in a lot of parts, but yeah, it invoked a lot of emotion.
What a good movie does, what good cinema does.
So the Wolverine.
Wolverine is gonna be pretty good. It's not gonna have as much action. Well, no, it's a decent amount of action. You don't get as much the comedy aspect because it's more of a like brooding type of movie because it's him out on his own.
The funny part with him is when originally when the family comes in and he's like, who's this guy? I'm like, oh, but you don't want to ask about the daughter that was just up the stairs with the son.
No, if I came in my house, I'm gonna definitely ask about the big scary dude.
Oh yeah.
Like, who is this big burly bastard drinking my beer? Who are you?
That was another thing. We was still at the schooling sense. So you guys got any beer? Dude, they're fucking teenagers.
This is a school.
This is a school.
Like, you know.
I just
a frat house.
Like he's just very like I don't want to say one track minded, but he's just very like what's the good word for it? Just I guess very blunt or just straightforward with a lot of stuff that he does.
Yeah, and he's very singular minded, so it didn't cross his mind like, oh wait, yeah, this is cool.
That's what I wanted to say. Yes. It's like
speaking of that scene, that's another good action scene because when they come in there, he starts tearing those motherfuckers up.
Fucked him up.
I was like, oh yeah. I was like, oh shit, yeah, Hugh Jackman, he a bad motherfucker.
He must be to still be doing these damn later.
That's the thing. So as you watch these movies, just watch like how his body just gets bigger. Like in each movie, he just gets more ripped. Like, dude.
Was in the theaters. I was going to see something else. I can't remember what I was going to see, but I remember people talking about Logan. I'm like, what the fuck is Logan? What is this movie?
Like, because you saw him in the first one, he was way smaller. But you see him in this, he already starting to get bigger. Wait till you start to see him in his movies. You'll be like, this big motherfucker. Yeah. But that's the thing about that character. He has this there's this thing called berserker mode that he just goes into and he just slashes motherfuckers to ribbons and just moves through people. Because that's what's so dope about who he is. Like, he's got these things that adamantium, which is like literally a metal that can't be fucked with, can't be damaged really. And he can't be damaged because he heals. So he could just tear through motherfuckers even if they're shooting at him. He's like, I don't care. I'm gonna be all right, I'm gonna heal, but you're not gonna heal.
When they shot him and he was on the porch, I was like, oh, so he's just not gonna heal right now. I'm like, oh, I'm waiting for it. And then who came and somebody came and stopped the it was Rogue. Rogue stopped the fire and everything.
Yeah. Rogue and Storm.
Yep.
Yeah. A shot to the head that take a little bit longer to heal. Hold on.
I was
His
like,
his brain got rocked. You gotta give him a second.
I don't know. I was like, I know he's not gonna die. Like he's got his own movies to go through. So like,
but that's another thing about how like the allegory like kind of jumps over because that cop had no problem just shooting him. Like, that don't feel familiar at all. Cops just ain't got no problem shooting a minority.
Pissed off even more. Like I was just pissed throughout this whole fucking movie.
Yeah, because it's like you don't know if he can heal, but you just shot him in the head. So as far as you knew, you were killing him. You didn't even
care. It's all too familiar.
Yeah, exactly. That's why I can't wait to see what they do, like what Disney's gonna do with mutants and the X-Men once they like really get into it. And that's another reason why I'm having you watch these, because like since you don't know much about mutants and X-Men, as we watch these, you'll get to learn more about it. And so once like the Marvel movies come out, you'll have a little base knowledge to go off. You'll be like, oh, I know what's going on.
Because I rarely do. Like I think I've done that on purpose, just in general, when I'm looking at this stuff, because I'm like, why didn't I watch this when it was coming out? But I have a thing about myself where I don't like the hype of shit. Like the last time I actually watched something with some hype around it was the Twilight shit, and I was very pissed off about the ending of that. So I was like, I'm done. And then as far
as he was out here trying to be a contrarian. Oh, everybody like it? Well, I don't.
I don't want to go with the fucking crowd and shit.
No, I would tell you right now, you were not alone in like not watching stuff, because this is still early in the hype of like comic book movies. Like I realized something as I was driving home the other day. Like, no wonder I didn't get late in high school. Like I was sitting around watching comic book movies, reading comics, reading Greek mythology, listening to Linkin Park sometimes. Like, oh, girls weren't checking for this dude at all. Like, because I was driving home and I was like, I feel like listening to some Linkin Park. And I listened to like, I take an hour drive home and I got an hour drive. The whole time I'm listening to Linkin Park and just singing the whole time. I was like,
I had things about myself that would probably say the same thing too, but because I was theater geek, so
it's funny because like in the moment I'm like, how come girls don't like me? And then when I'm looking back, like, oh, because you were pretty weird at that point. Like, not a lot of people where you are from.
You like stuff that now people that like the comics and everything like is cool now. But
I would have. But if I was in high school now, I'd be so cool.
Yeah, you.
It's crazy.
You liked it when everybody else thought it was not cool. So that's where that was.
I'm literally like that meme. Like I was uncool before it was cool to be uncool. Like I really was.
I get it. I get the frustration, because it's like people are like, oh, it's cool to like these especially people that are really into anime and all this. Oh, it's cool to like what I'm saying, when before.
This is how I knew like the world was different. This is how I knew the world was different, and like people like me are taking over. When Megan Thee Stallion said, what was the line? I'll have them eat me out while I watch anime. And I was like, Megan, where were you when I was young? I would have done that. I would have been right in between your legs while you're watching anime. Like, I would have been that guy. But like, now that's a thing because now the world has changed.
That's what I'm saying. I feel like for those type of things, it was always there, but people just decided to, well, it's okay now. The sun's out. We can come out now. Like, the fuck?
Yeah, like everybody coming out of the closet is a closeted nerd. And I'm like, man, I'm just out here all alone, just actually living the nerd life. And y'all was the whole time.
Because I may not be per se a part of it, but I respect it. Like I said, I know about Dragon Con. I know about all those different conventions that people go to, and I enjoy looking at cosplay, even though I don't do it myself. So I appreciate it, even though I'm not necessarily in it. But
I need to work on some cosplay. I've been slacking. I've been working. That's why. I got vacation coming up.
And this is so off base, but I'm asking just out of my own curiosity. Whatever happened to the costume that you were working on?
The Deathstroke. That's what I'm saying. I need to get back to working on it because I just like put it to the side because I've been just doing regular stuff, and that's because that's what I do. I pick up stuff, and I have to like jump to other stuff because I just can't work on something for a little bit, and I always end up falling back on drawing because that's the thing I can do at any point in time without needing any preparation. Drawing is just drawing.
Okay.
As long as my iPad is charged and my Apple Pencil is charged, I'm good to
go. Okay. I do that with story.
What was that?
I said I do that with story. But I jumped back, read something. I was like, oh, this is actually pretty good. I should do this.
Yeah. And plus, I know, like, hell, COVID's still going on, so I know I'm not going to wear it nowhere yet. So it's not a rush to get back to it.
I mean, you know, but you could still, like, finish it off and just set it somewhere.
Yeah, I don't wear cosplay to sit. I don't work on cosplay so I can sit it down and look at it. I work on cosplay so I can put it on.
I know, but you could already have it finished by the time you actually go somewhere.
Like I said, by the time it happens, it'll get done. I'll just get back to it. I got time. San Diego ain't till this summer, and that's if it still happens. Keep my fingers crossed, but it ain't no guarantee.
Yeah, nothing's scary.
They had the Daytona 500, though. I'm like, oh, we just doing that? I'm like, oh, so NASCAR crap. We can just, everybody still get together and have thousands of people. Okay.
I mean, everything, it's still, I know that there's still stuff that is closed down. And what hell, there's still some stuff that my own particular job is shut down, but it still feels like everything is still running the same, especially around here, because, you know, we wide open over here.
Yeah, y'all living a whole different life than we are up here. Like, stuff is closed because of COVID up here, and now it's closed. Even more things are closed because the weather is crap. Everybody's stuck in the house up here.
Well, I'm being in the house. I'm doing what I'm supposed to do. Now I might venture out every now and again, but I'm doing what I'm do. I'm not out there. I can't say for other people because I did a couple of months back. I went to a restaurant with a buddy, and the restaurant was packed, and I was like, "Yo, I'm not comfortable with this."
That's the thing. I don't even feel comfortable in packed places no more. I'd be like,
all these people.
So many people, and I started looking around like how many people are and are not wearing masks. I'm like, all right, like you ain't wearing yours, but I ain't coming up. Oh, that's out of the room.
I'm like,
even when
I just still kind of stayed off to the side wherever I could find like a secluded area whenever I was sitting at. But yeah, it's wide open over here. There's people just doing all types of shit. And I was just like, you know what? I'm gonna just stay over here, you know. I'm COVID free, already got tested, so you know, we ain't trying to catch nothing over here.
COVID free for me.
Yeah, but you're still a dork.
So yeah, you want to give your socials and all that stuff so we can get this get out of here.
Anyway, so you can find me on Romantically Jinxed. Okay, just had a Valentine's Day episode, so please go check that out.
You don't get no IG page.
So what now? What'd you say?
I said, you got an IG page for that yet?
No.
Do you know how fast it takes to set up an IG page for something? You create a email address. You create an email address for a thing. You do that. Boom. You confirm that email address. Then you go to Instagram, hit sign up. You use that new email address. Boom. It'll send you a verification. You hit the verification thing. Boom. Done. You have a new Instagram. All you got to do is take the, I don't know, 5 minutes that it takes to do it and just do it. You can do it all on your phone. That's how easy technology is right now. You can do everything on your phone.
Leave me alone. Anyway, you can also find me on Purple 5, which has an Instagram page. It's Pretty Purple Princess 25, and a Facebook page, The Purple 5. And both podcasts are on all platforms.
So when you start to actually get your crap together and have an Instagram page for things, maybe we could collaborate a little more on stuff, because then we could get your podcast on the website. But you gotta have your stuff together. Just saying. And what website am I talking about? I'm talking about this episode is about.com, where you can find all of my content, anything that I create or do or say, or also video now, because your boy I do everything myself. So I finally got my website figured out to get my YouTube videos embedded on this episode is about.com, so you can go straight there for everything. If you want to just listen to me, you can obviously go to this episode is about.com. You could go to this episode is about on Spotify, Verbal, Apple Podcasts, SoundCloud, pretty much wherever you can find a podcast, you will find my podcast. So just search this episode is about, and you'll find this, you'll find us. Obviously, if you're looking at this on the YouTube channel, like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff, because if you like it, share it with someone else. Maybe they'll like it too. And if you don't like it, share it with somebody you don't like, and then, get on their nerves. Also, you can find any of my merch on TeePublic at this TeePublic / this episode is about, and on my site itself, this episode is about.com/merch.
Okay.
All right. So thanks for your time. I appreciate you coming back on.
You will.
And next we will be talking about The Wolverine, which is the second Wolverine movie, but it's the first one you're gonna watch. Skip over that bet.
Okay. All right.
All right. Thanks again.
Bye.